Beautiful, beautiful. I have a strap and a scarf behind me. It's not really necessary for today's practice. I have a figure 4 towards the end, which is crossing that ankle over the top of that other leg. And so sometimes a strap can be nice to pull the foot up on top of the thigh if we like. But you decide if that's what you'd like to do this morning or if that's a tool that you'd like available. And then we'll just find our seat wherever we are to start our practice. From whatever seat we've chosen, maybe the couch, maybe a chair, we're going to scoot forward. So shimmy forward if that's available to us until we're almost sitting on the edge of our seat. This allows our sits bones to really press down into the pad of that chair or the seat of that chair and offer that strong sensation of grounding. So you might take a moment and allow your gaze to diffuse or soften, maybe even close your eyes and notice the sensation of those sits bones, those little bony protrusions underneath each cheek, pressing down into your seat. Let your awareness now travel down into the pads of the feet. Allow them to rest on the earth beneath you. Can you feel the gentle weight of your legs through the pads of your feet, pressing down on the earth? Beautiful. From here, we're going to blink our eyes open for a moment to further ground ourselves. We're going to try a technique in somatics called bilateral stimulation. This is where the right side of the body stimulates the left side and vice versa. To do this, we're going to keep it nice and simple. We're going to cross our arms over our chest, pinning at the wrists, and we're going to place our fingertips on the top of our opposite collarbone. Hopefully my mic doesn't. And then from here, keeping the wrists pinned, we're going to tap the top of the collarbone, left, right, left, right, left, right. Hard enough to feel that gentle reverberation in the chest, but soft enough that we're not causing pain or discomfort. Notice as you continue this bilateral tapping, if the belly softens any, if your breath begins to slow. Bilateral stimulation helps calm the nervous system and bring ease to the muscles of the body. If it feels good, tapping on our collarbones, you might try another technique, one that you can use in the grocery store line or in public. And that's simply wrapping opposite hand on the opposite upper arm and squeezing bilaterally. So you might try that for a moment. Back and forth, just a gentle squeeze. And in this moment, you might find that one technique is more effective than the other. Beautiful. We're just here to explore gentle variations and see if this can't work to help center and calm our nervous system in times of anxiety, stress, tension. Beautiful. You can continue this for as long as you like. Or you might settle into stillness for just a moment. You choose. I'm going to leave my arms crossed above my chest. From wherever you are, soften your gaze or close your eyes. And once more, we'll draw our awareness down into the physical body, down into the breath. Notice your natural, easy breath here. Simply sitting and grounding the body in this moment. Allowing the breath to show up exactly as it is. No need for it to be different. No need for it to be more or less. Appreciating the beauty and the power of your body breathing all on its own. On your next inhale, fill the belly all the way. Fill the lungs and the chest. Feel the heart rise, and then exhale. Let it go. Once more, fill the belly, fill the lungs as deep as you'd like. Feeling them stretch and pull, and then exhale, let it go. See if you can't slow that exhale down. Once more, filling the body. Sending the breath deep inside, and then exhaling, slow, gentle, beautiful. When you're ready, if you haven't yet, let your arms rest down by your sides. You might keep your gaze softened if you'd like. We're going to do some seated cat-cow, but we're going to do it somatically, deeply, deeply aware of what's happening in our physical body. So on an exhale of your choice, you're going to allow your gaze to drop down towards the earth. Feel the back of the neck grow long. I'm going to turn to my side so you can see this. Feel the back of your neck grow long as your forehead hangs heavy. So really seeking that length along the back of the neck. From here, so we have our upper body in this cat posture, this C shape. We're going to bring our pelvis now into it. So pressing down into the pads of the feet, start to curl the tailbone up towards the belly button. This isn't a huge movement here. Then you're going to feel the lower back start to lengthen as you do this. So holding that gentle pressure in the pads of the feet, tucking the tailbone up towards the belly button. Once more, we see is the back of the neck hanging loose and long. So we're long in the low back, long in the back of the neck, really finding this C shape. It might be fun to play with that belly button and pull it in towards the spine, noticing if that increases that C shape in the spine any. If it creates sensation that's enjoyable, that stretches the body. And then from here, we're going to reverse it. So we're going to lift our gaze up towards the ceiling. The heart center presses forward, our shoulders opening up towards the back, shoulder blades pressing towards one another. So our chest is very open, our belly comes forward, gaze comes up, and you're going to notice that your tailbone is now tucking up towards the back of your head. So really finding this arch in the low back shortens here, the back of the neck shortens. Now it's the front of the body that we're lengthening. Can you feel the length through the front of the belly when you breathe in deep, inhaling into the deep depths of your tummy? Can you feel the length along the front of the chest? On your next inhale, sending it into the heart, feeling the heart and chest expand. Chin pressing towards the ceiling here. And then on an exhale, reverse this back into cat, pressing through the pads of the feet, letting the forehead hang heavy as the neck finds length. Releasing length into the low back, tucking the tailbone up towards the belly button. This powerful cat-cow. Let's see if we can move with the breath. On an inhale, chest rises, belly presses forward, gaze comes up, tailbone tucks up towards the back of the head. Exhale, curl the spine, find that length in the low back, length in the back of the neck. Inhale, bring it all forward, gaze rises to cow. Exhale, tuck it back, curling the spine and the neck into cat. Once more, inhale, draw forward, really send your breath into the heart center, open up. Exhale, curl the spine into cat. On your next inhale, rise up to a neutral seat. We're going to find this same cat-cow, but on the side body, using the same technique. So on the right side of your body, we'll start out by letting the right arm hang long down by your side. And you might bend in the elbow here and let the elbow hang long, you choose. And as the arm hangs heavy, this right shoulder drops down, let the right side of the body start to shorten here. As the right side of the body shortens, notice how the left side of the body starts to lengthen. Feel this length here. This left shoulder, Press it up towards the ceiling just to increase the length that we're feeling on the left side of the body. And you might see if you can shorten the right side of the body any, letting that arm and that shoulder hang heavy. So you find your shape. And then from here, we've got the upper body into it. Let's see if we can't bring the pelvis. So this right hip, we're going to shift it up towards the armpit. Woo, pressing down through that left sit bone. So right now I can feel I'm pressing down through the pad of my right foot, letting it help lift my hip up towards my armpit as that right arm sinks down towards it. I can feel my left sit bone, right? My left butt cheek really pressing down into the earth as my left shoulder presses up towards the ceiling. Breathing into the belly. We're learning new things. It's hard on the mind to learn new things. And when the mind gets caught up, the breath starts to shallow, sometimes hold. On an inhale, rise up. Beautiful. We'll find this on the other side. Left arm hangs down by the side. Let the left shoulder start to sag. We're going to find the left side of our body shortening, like the left fingertips are pressing a little closer to the earth. Feel the right side of your body now begin to lengthen. You might even send your breath into the right side of this rib cage to help create length on this side of the body. We're going to press our right shoulder up towards the ceiling as our left shoulder releases down towards the earth. And now that we've got the upper body in this situation, let's bring in the pelvis. I'm going to press down to the pad of my left foot as I lift my left hip up towards my armpit. It's just a little shift. See? Whoop. Tiny, tiny, tiny. I can feel I'm really pressing down through my right sits bones, but there's not a lot of pressure in my right foot as I lift my right shoulder up towards the ceiling. Really finding length on the right side of the body here. Beautiful. On an inhale, rise up to neutral. Then let's see if we can't find this with the breath like cat-cow, but because it's new, we're going to take it a little slower. So on an inhale, fill the belly up, fill the chest up. As you exhale, right arm sinks down. As the right hip sinks up towards that armpit, we're finding length on the left side body. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale, opposite side. Ooh, inhale, rise up. Exhale. Moving with the breath. Seeing if you can let those breaths be big and full and long. We're doing a ton of strength and mobility work here. Deeply reacquainting ourselves with the big muscles in the torso. Beautiful. Once more on either side. And then inhaling, finding that natural seat. Let's do some twisting, but let's figure 4 twist if you would like. So figure 4, there are many levels in which we can explore it. We're going to extend our left leg out long. I'm going to cross my right ankle over top my left ankle. And then this might be where I hang out. We're really seeking this external hip rotation in the right hip. So letting that right knee hang open towards the right. Now you might want to intensify this sensation, and to do that, you're just going to lift that ankle up the leg. And the further up that it goes, the further out this knee hangs towards the side, and the greater this external hip rotation. So find where feels good. This is a perfect time to grab a strap, grab a bath towel, grab a scarf, wrap it around the end of that foot, and then help bring it up to an area that feels good for you in your body, right? So you decide what this looks like. Ooh. And then coming into the figure 4 of your choice, still focusing on releasing that right knee, that right hip, letting it hang heavy. We're going to turn this into a fold. So from wherever we are, We're going to find our micro movements with the breath. So stillness in the physical body. We'll focus on the breath, drawing your awareness now into your inhales and your exhales. On your next inhale, you're going to draw energy up from the pelvis through the length of the spine, out the top of the head, bringing length to the torso. Exhale, drop those shoulders away from the ears. Again, inhale, find length. Exhale, release the shoulders. Once more, inhale, finding length, this micro movement with the breath. Exhale, relax the shoulders. Again, inhale, find that length. This time as you exhale, you're going to surrender your heart center forward towards the ground, keeping this length in the spine, keeping the neck neutral with the rest of your spine here. We're just letting the heart center sink forward. And I'll tell you, in my personal body, I start to feel this in the outside of this externally rotated hip. I also feel this in my low back. So you might feel it in a lot of different places, maybe all the way up to the neck and shoulders. So go slowly. Stay in tuned with the breath in your belly and your chest. Let it become easy or stay easy as you weight the heart center down towards that leg. 3 or so more breaths here. And you might soften your gaze or close your eyes and just sit with that sensation in your physical body. Notice where it's intense and see if you can't bring ease to that feeling of intensity. Can you relax the muscles in the area of intensity? Beautiful. To further stretch the cervical spine, the neck from here, we're just going to let our forehead drop down. Finding that C shape in the spine, letting the forehead hang heavy. And you might notice when I hang my forehead heavy, every sensation in my body intensifies. So we're just here to noticing how feelings and sensations shift, alter, and change in our body is powerful. It allows us to cultivate a deep self-knowing. On an inhale, roll up nice and slow. Let's release this leg. Let's shake it out. Give it a shake, shake from the hips. It's done a lot of work, Beautiful. Let's do a little bit more work with this right hip. So a little hip mobility work from wherever you are. We're going to work the hip flexors for just a moment. I'm going to press down through the pad of my left foot. I'm going to lift my right knee up. And my belly likes to get in the way of this. So sometimes I pull it to the side. And I'm just going to flex through my right foot, pressing through the heel, pulling the toes up towards my heart center as I lift my right knee directly towards the ceiling and hold. And maybe you're holding your tummy. Maybe you're letting your tummy be this added weight, right, to lifting that leg. You decide. And then exhale, let it rest back down. Beautiful. Let's do this on the other side. Lift the belly if you'd like. Pressing down through the pad of that right foot, we're going to lift the left knee as high as it'll go, really working the hip flexors here along the front of the hip. Pressing down through that left heel, flexing the toes towards the body, letting intensity and heat build. This is a beautiful way to build strength. Holding, letting the shaking begin, knowing that you can rest it down anytime the body is asking, knowing that the body is wisdom. All right, release that leg down. Let's move to the other side. This time, we're going to change the movement up a little bit. I'm going to hold my belly up, press down through the pad of that left foot, lift my right knee up, and I'm going to swing it out towards the side. And you might have a couch or a bed here. That's sort of blocking your leg, but you're going to swing it as far out to the side as your body will let you, still pressing through that heel, flexing the toes up. And then we're going to bring the knee back in and set it down. Beautiful. Other side, lifting the belly or not, right? Sometimes the added weight is a nice challenge. Pressing down through the pad of that right foot, lifting the left knee, flexing the toes towards the body. Ooh, drawing that knee all the way out towards the left, just as far as it will open, still pressing down through this right foot. Breathing, even as the leg shakes. Ooh, we hold, and then we're gonna bring it back nice and slow and controlled. Rest it down. Beautiful. Let's do this once more on either side, but let's quicken it up. So I'm gonna hold both sides of my belly in both hands. Pressing down through my left foot, I'm gonna lift my right knee out towards the right, bring it back, bring it down. Twice more. Up, out, in, down, up, out, in, down. Awesome. Other side, pressing down through the pad of that opposite foot, right? Let this foot be your anchor as you lift this opposite knee. Out, in, down. Twice more. Up, out, in, down. This gives us control of our gait. This helps build core strength. Ooh, increase mobility and flexibility. Beautiful. Release, release, release. All right. Let's find this figure 4 on the opposite side of the body, and we'll turn it into a fold. So extending that right leg out, crossing the ankle over top. We're letting that left knee hang heavy towards the left, opening up through the hip here. You can slide that ankle up the leg, or you can grab a strap here. Pull that ankle up on top of the thigh, bend that right knee, plant the pad of that foot, and then we're really focusing on letting this left knee hang heavy towards the left, opening up through this left hip. Beautiful. Brace where it feels good. I'm going to grab a strap because I want this to be effortless for my low back and my torso. I really just want to focus on my hips here. So letting the strap be your brace, finding those micro movements to turn this into a fold once more. On your inhale, finding that length through the spine. Exhale, shoulders melt. Once more, inhale, length. Exhale, send the heart center forward. Ooh, keeping the neck neutral here, letting just the heart sink forward, making plenty of room for our belly. So sometimes I pull my belly into whatever open space is near me. And notice as you let the heart center fall forward, where does intensity build in the body? Is it in the low back? Is it in that hip, shoulders, the neck? Can you invite your awareness into that space of physical intensity and explore it? Maybe in your mind's eye, you invite it to relax and release, noticing what muscles soften as you do. Noticing how that sensation changes and transforms as you invite it to find ease, as you sit present with it in stillness. Can you bring ease to your jaw and your tongue here? Soften the breath in the belly. And then on an exhale, you might drop that forehead down, noticing where you feel this. See if you can stay soft as you breathe into new sensation. Gosh, if this isn't exactly how we want to approach life, when things get tough, when they get hard, and we approach it with curiosity, and we approach it with softness and gentleness. On an inhale, roll up nice and slow. Beautiful. We're going to drop that left leg. Let's shake it out. Woo, maybe both legs. Loving on the hips. They've done a lot. All right, let's find a fold and a twist. So staying on the edge of your seat, if that's been working for you. We're going to, again, once more find length. But this time, I'm going to keep about a hip distance width in my knees. I'm going to make sure that there's space for my belly. So however wide my belly is, I'm going to make sure my knees are a little wider than that. I want space for my fold. So once more, that micro movement. Inhale, finding length along the spine. Exhale, melt the shoulders away. Inhale, find length. This time as you exhale, you're going to start to lean forward once more, just the heart center falling forward. We're going to bring our hands on top of our thighs, fingertips pointed inward, resting our palms atop our thighs, elbows pointed out. As the heart center melts down, the elbows bend out to the right and left. We're just letting the heart center melt down here. Beautiful. Let the belly hang loose and soft. And then you might, for a little shoulder stretch, drop that right shoulder inward, pressing down through that right palm as you do. And then lift up, drop the left shoulder in, pressing down through your palm. So back and forth, as much or as little as you're enjoying in this moment. Beautiful. On an inhale, rise up all the way. And then we are going to bring the insides, or the, the backs of our hands, the outsides of our hands to the insides of our thighs. And then as I fold, once more finding this length in the torso, I'm going to extend my arms down on the insides of my thighs. Pressing my arms against my thighs press inward against my arms, keeping this gentle tension as I fold, letting my belly and my heart center come down towards the ground as much as feels good in my body. And then I'm going to keep my left arm planted here. I'm going to release my right, and you might place your palm on your thigh. I'm going to begin to turn my gaze and my torso towards the right. Really pressing down through the palm of this right hand as an anchor, helping turn from the rib cage. I'm pressing my left inside arm or outside of my arm against the inside of my left thigh, also helping me rotate through the rib cage. And then finding yourself here in this twist, you might take this right arm all the way up towards the ceiling. Breathing here, wherever you are, really focusing on the twist in this rib cage area. We'll take 2 more big belly breaths here, noticing how it feels to breathe deep into the belly. Letting each exhale relax the face, the neck, and then when you're ready, swinging that right arm down or releasing the right hand from your thigh, coming back into this fold. Let the heart and the belly sink. And then planting the back of that right arm in, we're going to lift the palm of our left hand atop that left thigh and start this gentle rotation towards the left. So I'm pressing in or down to the palm of my left hand, and I'm pressing the back of my right arm into that right thigh as the thigh presses back in, finding this rotation here in the torso. And then hanging out here is beautiful. You might also explore and experiment with sweeping that left arm up behind you. 3 more big belly breaths here. On that third exhale, let that left arm sweep down or come off of that left thigh, right back down into this fold. And then bending both hands, placing both palms on the thighs, start to curl up vertebra by vertebra, allowing the arms to assist as much as they'd like until we rise up into a gentle, neutral seat. And 30 minutes has zipped by in a moment. So let's take final Shavasana and let's do it for 90 seconds. That's short, but it's going to be worth it. So for final Shavasana, we're seeking effortlessness in our seat. To do that, I'm going to scoot all the way back on my chair until my tailbone sits up against a support of some kind. I'm going to lay the length of my back against my backrest. And then allow my feet to find some support. If the chair was taller, I might put some blankets underneath my feet so I can gently feel the pads of my feet supported and held here. And then taking a moment, softening the gaze, closing your eyes one last time, letting the neck find a neutral, easy point, letting the shoulders melt from the ears, maybe palms rest on the thighs, maybe they rest hanging down either side. Take a moment in stillness to be here. Breathing into the belly. Once more, scanning through the face, can we soften through the lips, the cheeks, the jaw, the tongue? As the shoulders melt away from the ears, can you soften through the belly and the glutes? Let the body shift and hang imperfectly here. As long as it's comfortable and effortless, then it's right. Releasing any effort in the thighs, the calves, the pads of the feet, and even through the toes. Taking a few moments to be and to breathe. Knowing that if the mind wanders, that's okay. Invite it back into the physical body. Notice once more the sensations of your breath, the coolness of your inhale, the warmth of your exhale. Knowing that it's in this place of stillness that we begin to find ease, release, self-trust. When you're ready, you might start to wiggle the fingers and the toes, the wrists and the ankles, awakening the arms and the legs, the pelvis and the length of the spine. Finding movement that feels good in your body, that awakens you, invigorates you. And then from wherever you are, we'll end our practice together. You can hang out just like you are, or if you'd like, you might bring your palms together towards the heart center. As you inhale, you feel the heart center rise towards the thumbs. As you exhale, you might take a gentle bow in the head. We always end our practice by showing ourselves gratitude for doing the hard thing. So with your next inhale, breathe in that gratitude. Breathe in that sweet affection that is all yours.